Hello students, welcome to Aditya Academy. I'm Dr. Ragini Arora and today we are going to solve exercise 6.1 from NCERT. The name of the chapter is Triangles and I hope you must have watched the introductory video of this chapter which actually explains all the concepts of this chapter. So here I am starting with the exercise directly. The first question is about we have to fill in the blanks. The first part says all circles are dash. We have to choose among congruent or similar. Now, what are congruent figures? Congruent figures are those figures which are exactly same in shape as well as size. And we have learnt that similar figures are those figures in which shape is same but sizes are different. So, circles cannot be congruent. A circle can be congruent to all the circles with the same radii. But if we talk about all the circles, they are same in shape, but they might be different in sizes. So we can say that all circles are similar. For them to be congruent, their radii should be same. And we are not given anything about radius here. Next is all squares are dash, similar or congruent. Again, we had learnt about the similarity that for two polygons to be similar, all their angles should be same. Angles should be exactly equal and their sides should be proportional, right? So we know that in a square, in all the squares, all the angles are right angle. So this criteria is satisfied. And since whatever their sides may be, if one square is having a side of 2 centimeter each, other may be having a side of 3 centimeter each, still they are similar because all the angles are equal. Moreover, 2 is 1.5 times 2 is 3. So the sides of this square is a fixed constant multiple of the sides of the one square. So even we had learned this in the basic video, introductory video, that all the circles and all the squares are similar figures. All dash triangles are similar. We have to choose from isosceles or equilateral. See, equilateral triangle is the one in which two sides are equal. But see, this may be the case, like this is 6 centimeter, this is 8. So you can take the sides may be proportional. But the only thing is, we had learned in SAS similarity that the included angle, at least this should be same. But we are not given that. So we cannot consider all isosceles triangles to be similar. On the other hand, if we talk about equilateral triangle, we know that all the angles of any equilateral triangle is 60 degree each. This is 60, 60 and all these are 60 each. And whatever the sides are, like this be 3 and this be 4 or this be 6. So we can say that equilateral triangles are similar because all will be having same angles. Moreover, the sides will be proportional. Or since we have learned AAA similarity, we can say that these two figures are similar. So we have to write here equilateral triangle. And since we do not know about the angles of isosceles triangle, we cannot consider them to be similar or not. All equilateral triangles are similar. Next is two polygons of the same number of sides are similar if, now we had learned this criteria in the introductory video, if their corresponding angles are equal. There are two requirements for two polygons to be similar. The one is all the angles of one polygon should be equal to the corresponding angles of the second polygon. And the corresponding sides are proportional. We cannot take equal here. Equal is considered in the case of congruency. And for two to be similar, their sides should be proportional. Right? Next is give two different examples of pair of similar figures. Okay, similar figures we can say pair of circles 3 centimeter, let this be 5 centimeter. So we can say two circles with radii, you can take any radii 1 and 2 and 3 and 5, 3 centimeter and 5 centimeter. One more example, you can write two squares. We know all the angles of a square are 90 degree. So all the squares are similar. One you can take 1 centimeter, other maybe 4 centimeter. So for two similar figures, two squares with sides 1 centimeter and 4 centimeter respectively. So you can give examples of similar figures in the case of, it may be equilateral triangle also. If you want one more, the case of equilateral triangles is also the case of similar figures. Next is two non-similar figures. For this, you can draw, like one example can be given, a square of side, any side you can choose, side 3 centimeter and a rhombus. As we know, the sides, all the sides of a square as well as rhombus are equal. But the thing is, in the square, all the angles are 90 degree, but in case of rhombus, they are not. So square of side 3 centimeter and a rhombus of side 3. Though their sides are equal, all the sides are equal, but since their angles are not equal, so they are non-similar figures. One more, you can say a rectangle with sides 5 centimeter and 3 centimeter, and similarly you can take a parallelogram with sides, you may choose same sides also, like 5 and 3. You can see here, this is a rectangle, let this be 5 and this be 3, and this is a parallelogram with the same measurements 5 and 3, but since the angles here are not equal, so they are non-similar figures, right? Here also the square is like this, all the sides are equal, here it is 3, all the angles are 90 degree, but in case of rhombus it is like this, sides may be 3 but the angles are not equal to this polygon, so they are non-similar. And the last question here is, state whether the following quadrilaterals are similar or not. So you have to check both the criteria here. The first one is, you check for the sides, like PQ is 1.5 and here you can say AB is 3, so it is 2 times. Then we have QR again 1.5 and BC is 3. Again this is 2 times. RS is 1.5 and CD is 3. And finally we have SP 1.5 centimeter and DA 3. So you can see that here also all the sides are proportional with the same scale factor. So sides are equal, but you can see that second case is a case of square. Second is the case of square, as we have 90 degrees over here, but this is the case of a rhombus, and I have already given you an example that a rhombus and squares are non-similar figures, because in case of rhombus angles are never 90 degree. So these are the examples of non-similar figures. So you can write here, since angles of the rhombus ABCD are not equal to the angles of square ABCD. So they are not similar. They are not similar, right? So now we are done with the exercise 6.1. This was very conceptual and easy, but you might get some questions in MCQs form from this conceptual things. So I hope this is clear. Next, we will do half of the exercise of 6.2 in the next video. So see you in the next video. Please do not forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you.